All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you all the way from New Jersey, so make it loud for KP Burke, everybody. Give it up.
I'm your host, man. That shit ain't easy. So this is cool, man. How are you guys? I love that you guys take the cell phone thing seriously. I haven't seen one yet. We're supposed to, like, as comics, we're supposed to yell at you when we see a cell phone. But it feels hypocritical because I'm just as addicted to my phone as you guys are yours. Like, for example, I held a shit in the other day for 8 minutes because I couldn't find my phone. Just me prairie dogging it, running around my apartment. If I could just find my phone, I could have taken that shit, you know? It's uncomfortable, man. I'm happy to be here. This is cool. Let's get it out in the open. I'm not a cop, all right? Not a cop. It's like a hip part of town. I just want you guys to like me or whatever. But I did just find out that I have a lesbian haircut not too long ago. Yeah, we found out from my sister. She knows because she's a lesbian and she has the same haircut. That's how we solved that one. You'd think she'd say something to me in the garage while she gives me the haircut, but she doesn't. She just holds a photo of Ellen up next to my head and buzzes away. So it's a weird thing. You guys like the gays in Wilmington? Or? Yeah, I used to be like, it's weird because you want to support your gay sister, but it's uncomfortable that she's doing better with girls than I am. Also, I don't know if you guys support gay marriage. I used to. Now I'm a fucking bridesmaid in her wedding this fall. It's just uncomfortable for me to deal with, man. And it's just to give you guys an idea here, too. She's what we would call a Home Depot lesbian. Does anyone know what I'm talking about? Just means she's a lesbian who works at the Home Depot, all right? Go to the paint department and find the chick with my haircut. That's how you know. But it bothers me that she works there because our father's a contractor and he goes to her store and they'll walk around the store and shop for projects to work on the house around as a team. So now I gotta accept the fact that my lesbian sister's now also the son my father always wanted. So it's uncomfortable for me, man. I like that stuff, though. It's a weird thing. I don't mind that. Like, people think I'm making fun of my sister with that. Me and her are actually very tight. We're both adopted. Anybody else adopted in here? Woo! Yeah, for real? Give it up. People don't want to admit that. It's a weird thing being adopted, right? But me and her, we're not biologically related. That's what's crazy. So our beautiful mother who adopted us decided for Christmas to get us the Ancestry.com DNA test kit. Anyone here ever do one of those test kits? Now, here's what it is if you don't believe me. It's for $80, 60 on Groupon. They send you a test tube in the mail with the instructions that say spit in this thing till it's full, right? Just hot glue these in this test tube, send it off to the scientists in the lab. And then for, they'll take that test tube full of your spit, and for $80, those scientists will take it and throw it against the wall with a map on it. And wherever your spit lands, that's where you're from, guys. That's how they solve that. Pretty cool, man. I'm Irish. We knew I was going to be Irish. Like I said, I've looked like a retired cop since I was a sophomore in high school. You don't send your Irish friends to buy drugs for parties. Everyone knows that. It's just a rule on that stuff, man. But it's weird because we knew I was going to be Irish, but my sister, we were told, was so diverse, right? Because her biological parents, were in contact with my parents. They were telling, yeah, she's part Native American, she's Dutch, German, all this stuff. Test results come back. She's like Mayflower, off the boat British, nothing but, right? And it's hilarious because she went to Lycoming College in Pennsylvania on a Native American scholarship. Yeah, they can't ask for that money back because that would be Indian giving, so. Loosen up, guys. It's a long night. One thing, I don't think it matters what you guys are. I don't care about any of that stuff, right? I think it matters where you're from. North Carolina, you guys have a lot of pride for being from North Carolina, so I picked up on my couple of days here. I'm from Jersey. You can't tell how dumb I sound. New Jersey's a weird place, right? I didn't realize how bad New Jersey was till I got stationed in Jacksonville, Florida with the Navy. It was a bad time to be from Jersey. Jersey Shore was on MTV. No, I had dealt with it. It was weird. You got people coming up to you, and it's a weird feeling when you're losing arguments with rednecks, you know? Like, oh, you're cool Mr. Situation guy, right? And I was like, no, dude, what don't you like about people from Jersey? And he goes, well, we don't like you Jersey people with your big spiked up haircuts, your gold chain necklaces, your tattoos, and you're disrespectful to women. And I was like, nah, dude, you don't hate Jersey, you hate Italians. That's different. Guys, it's okay. If any Italians are in the house, I can say that joke because my mother is a racist, so it's okay. Wait a minute. I love being in the military. I did 6 years. When I'm a giant pussy too. That's my. There's people that did real shit. I cleaned toilets all 6 of the years I was there. But it's weird because when you're in the military, people think you're tougher than you actually are. So my little cousin, his dream was to play Call of Duty against a real-life G.I. Joe. That's what he wanted, right? And he's sitting there beating the shit out of me in Call of Duty. It's not even close, right? I don't mind losing to a little kid. He's got a victory dance with 3 parts, and it ends with him going, oh! And at the end, he screams, headshot. And he's 6 years old, so I want to know what he thinks is going on. I'm like, Brendan, what are you doing there? He goes, oh, that's headshot. That means I shot you in the head. And I was like, no, it doesn't. It means you just jerked off on your godfather. And I'm probably never babysitting again. That's what happens. He's a good kid, man. But I like to be in the military. I went right out of high school, and a couple of my friends did the same thing, and they made careers out of the military. So when I got out, I got into comedy. Like, I'd never done drugs in high school. By the way, that's the only cell phone that's going off tonight is mine. That's great. That's my timer. Let me know if you guys like what I'm doing. There's 2 minutes left. If you don't like what I'm doing, there's only 2 minutes left. Get through this shit as a team. So, weird thing, man. But I loved, when I was in the military, I didn't do drugs when I was in high school. I didn't do drugs when I got out and got into comedy. I wanted to find out what all the fuss was about. So I went ahead, I did a couple of drugs. I did coke, LSD, mushrooms. Never smoked marijuana though, guys. That's the gateway drug. Might have led to other things. Dodge that bullet. It's uncomfortable because drugs was never a problem for me. A friend of mine asked me though, because he never had a chance because he's still in the military. He goes, KP, what does ecstasy feel like? And I said, ecstasy is, imagine you're a dog. And for 4.5 hours, your owner just keeps coming home. Anybody who's done ecstasy will tell you, I nailed it. Drugs are a weird thing though, right? Like, I never had a problem with drugs like I had a problem with alcohol. You ever find out you're an alcoholic on accident? What? Yeah, somebody called it, whatever. I tore my left ACL last summer, and I went to my boss, and I told him, I was like, hey, if you know anything about your ACL, if you tear it, it's like a 6-month recovery time. So I walk up to my boss, I was like, boss, just so you know, we happen to miss some time on account of rehab. And he goes, doesn't even look up from the computer, he just goes, we are so glad you're finally confronted. I'm like, nah, boss, it's for my leg. And he goes, it's okay, we used to smell it on you in the mornings. But that's the thing, like alcohol I had my problem with, but I respected drugs because drugs will do crazy stuff to you. Like, we'll pop like Tylenol every day, right? People take Tylenol every day, but you sit there. I remember at 19, I read the side of a bottle of Tylenol. It said, do not take Tylenol if you consume more than 3 alcoholic beverages a day. And at 19, I was like, what kind of loser? I can't get through the day without 3 alcoholic beverages. Now at 30, I'm like, I can't take Tylenol anymore. Lost my Tylenol privileges, man. That's a weird thing. But I respect the drugs on that thing. There's good drugs and there's bad drugs. We can all agree on that. There's like heroin's the bad drug, right? We can agree? Yeah, but if it wasn't for heroin, my high school bully never would have died his junior year. I had like the best senior year of high school and I owed all the heroin. Heroin solved a problem a guidance counselor couldn't. What the fuck, right? Anyway, you guys are a lot of fun, man. I'm KP Burke. This is a good time.
KP Burke, everybody, let me hear it. KP Burke. All right, folks, the next comic's coming to you from Richmond, Virginia, so go ahead and